Hello, my name is Kelly Harbison, and I would like to talk today about mindful communication. In the book, Finding the Space to Lead, in Chapter 6, it talks about reduce the noise and capture the signal. This is a phrase used by electrical engineers when they're working, and it also very much describes mindful communication. We need to listen to others and listen to ourselves so that we can push away outside distractions. I saw this quote that I've added here. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Many times when we're listening to others, we're not paying attention because we want to give the best response. We want to solve the problem, or we want to give them the best advice when they just really may need us to listen. Also in the book, it gives 4 steps to mindful communication. The first step is to pause, to check in with yourself so that you can focus on what is being said and the person talking to you so that you can give yourself fully to the conversation. The second step is to open up to what is here rather than what you imagined or hoped would be here. Many times in conversation, we have an idea of how the conversation will go. And that's what we're focusing our response on instead of what is actually happening. We need to focus on what is being said, the surroundings, the person in front of us, not what we think is about to be said. Which brings us to our next step, to listen deeply. When our focus starts to wander, we need to bring ourselves back, pause for a second, regain our focus so that we are truly paying attention. And then when it's time to respond, step 4 is to speak the truth with the intention to do no harm to anyone. Be truthful, but not hurtful. There's an article called Mindful Listening, Developing Awareness to Listen Fully. In this article, it gives 3 different steps in a process to be a mindful listener. They're very similar to the process from the book Finding the Space to Lead. For instance, the first step is to be present. And in a conversation, you have to be present. You have to be focused on what's going on, which totally correlates to the 4 steps previously. To cultivate empathy is the second step, to try to feel what the other person is feeling, to try to empathize with them. And then lastly, listening to your own cues. How do you feel? What response is coming to you? Mindful listening gives lots of benefits. You become more aware of the distractions around you, you retain information longer, and you can pay attention for longer amounts of time. Also in the book, it tells us we need to practice these different techniques. We need to apply mindful communication techniques to everyday conversations when you're talking to family, when you're talking on the phone, not just in your business dealings. This will help you be a better leader. Be deliberate in practicing and be deliberate in what you are saying and what you are listening to. Try not to multitask during these conversations because that can be disrespectful and people realize you're not truly listening because you're focused on too many different things. And if you need to, practice that purposeful pause so that you can get your focus there and think before you respond. In the article, 6 ways effective listening can make you a better leader. It gives 6 ways that will make you be a better leader. First, show that you care. I work with teenagers, and working with them, they can tell whether you care or not. They can tell whether you're there for a paycheck or if you're there because you truly care. And you have to show them that by being mindful in your communication. Engage yourself in the communication so that it doesn't feel one-sided, but that you are truly listening. You can be an engaged listener. You don't have to talk the whole time. Be empathetic. That's coming up again. Try to feel what the other person's feeling. Try to get on their wavelength. Don't judge the other person. You may not have been in their shoes, and they may be feeling something you don't understand, but don't judge them. Which leads to number 5, be expansively mindful. Be open-minded. You may not agree with their statements, but that doesn't mean you can't listen. And don't interrupt them. Let them finish their story. Let them finish what they're saying. Like I said, I work with teenagers a lot, and they can definitely tell when you're listening or not. You have to show them that you care and listen intently, and listen with compassion, and listen with everything that you have. Thank you so much, and have a great day.